Hey, Richard Carlton here. I wanted to kind of give you folks a review of the Pause on Air location. So they're talking about maybe doing Pause on Air here next year. It's kind of a little bit of challenge to get to, but it's a stunningly beautiful location in the mountains of northern Georgia near a town called Carlton. And it's kind of a really neat environment. They could probably have pretty easily here 500 people, I think. But it's got a great facility, great mountains. I think next year probably you'd come here and you'd have more blue skies, but I mean, it's really nice. It's really beautiful. Creeks, lakes to swim and canoe on, pools to swim in, baseball diamonds, tennis courts, all sorts of stuff. It was raining here this year, so mostly we were inside chatting with each other and talking with each other. It was pretty amazing. So basically the idea is if they do this next year, that would be really fantastic. And this location is great. And then of course, when your accommodations, when you're here, you can have like the cabin kind of cabin experience where you're in with a bunch of people and a bunch of bunks, right? Kind of like reminds me of like a little bit in the Army and basic training and stuff like that. But you can also get like a hotel room, which is great. I was in more of a hotel room, so because I had the wife with me and she didn't really want to bunk with a bunch of dudes, right? So, but there's about, what do you say about, it's pretty representative of the FileMaker community. About a quarter to a third are women, which is great, and they have a big impact on the event. In fact, this entire event, to my knowledge, was run by Martha Zink and Chrissy, and they volunteer and put this event together, and it's really quite, frankly, special. It's a chance to kind of unwind a little bit. You can engage as much as you want. You can go to technical sessions and get as much tech, and if you want to build relationships, you can do that. You just want to get back. There's some people here who look kind of, frankly, stressed out. So one of the things that's neat about this is it's kind of somewhat therapeutic environment, because there's some internet connectivity here, but it's pretty limited. And really it's a chance for you to kind of take a break. And some of the people here, you could tell, were stressed. They almost like needed some therapy, some time away, some time to unwind. And so you can, they kept using this term, choose your own adventure kind of idea, which is an old reference to books that were around when we were kids in the late 70s and early 80s. They tell you a story, and then at the bottom of the page, you get to go to page, it's not a book you read linearly. You can jump ahead to page 61 or go back to page 22 because you decide to do something different. So you can engage with the people here as much as you want. You can do tech stuff as much as you want. I guess a little bit like DevCon, except that there's no real corporate influence. There's a couple people from Claris here. I think they're just here to take notes and keep an eye on the proceedings so that they have a kind of an idea of what's happening in the world. But it's not a Claris event. It's not their event. It's about almost like an open source effort. I mean, it is funded and it's run by money, but it's not for profit, is my general impression. If they're trying to do it for profit, they're probably not making much money. I guess it's kind of a break-even operation. So Pause on Air. So pretty slick. So if you're looking for a chance to unwind, disengage, re-engage, go camping, swimming, do stuff like that. And then also in between go to DevCon, kind of like a DevCon sessions idea, like people sit there. And sometimes the sessions have been like community chats, but a lot of them this time were, well, I don't know, the ones I went to were like mostly kind of like more like presentation, and there was some audience involvement. But because we do the live streams, audience involvement is kind of a two-edged sword, right? It could be really great, or you could have some guy ask you about, what do you think about the chances of the Vikings football team for this season making the playoffs, right? So audience participation is good. Pretty neat event overall. Hopefully we'll get some air shots of this thing. You can see this from the air, but it's beautiful. Green trees. Of course, humid. This part of the country, humidity is pretty high. So you need to be prepared with heavy clothes all the way down to pretty lightweight clothes if it's hot and humid. If you want to go swim, whatever, that kind of thing. You need just to be thinking about all environmental conditions, probably except snow. You don't have to worry about snow, but everything else you should plan for.